So I received a very profound question yesterday, and I felt completely responsible and obligated to expand on the question due to having vast experience with it and going through the mental torture myself. And the question was how to create a new life when addiction is all that you can remember. And I asked this gentleman to expand on what he means. And he says, all I can remember myself as is an addict, struggling to get sober. But it's like when I'm not on something, I feel like a fraud, like I'm a fake or something. I see myself as an addict and I can't change that point of view. Now, that is something that I completely align with and I understand. For the longest time, me personally, I identified that. At first, it started as a badge of honor because I was the party guy, because I liked the effect produced. And then one thing led to another, and it became a necessity for survival. And as I started to bounce in and out of trying to get sober, not sober, and it was just this whirlwind of inconsistency in my life, something hit me very hard and I realized I had to make some extremely drastic change. And that is when I asked for help. And in order to create a new life inside of recovery and not have the feeling like I am an addict all the time, that is simply an identity. And identity is not something that is set in stone. That would be like if you broke your arm and you had a cast on for 6 weeks and you said, yeah, I broke my arm. And for the next 10 years, you walked around saying, I'm a broken arm. It just doesn't make sense. And so what we have to do inside of staying sober and recreating a new life is we just have to change some perception and thought patterns and behaviors that have always led us to that default system to say like, yeah, I'm an addict, because it's actually more comfortable to say I'm an addict because you have known it for a long time. Now, in order to change that, we've got to dig into the subconscious a little bit. And what that looks like is going back into some old memories and just shifting them to create a new dialogue and say, you know what? At this moment, I am not suffering from drugs and alcohol anymore. I am physically sober. And yeah, I know that I am vulnerable to those substances. And if I ingest it, some bad things and consequences will happen in my life. But that doesn't make you and define you as an addict or alcoholic. You are simply vulnerable to the issue. Now, you get it out of your life, you get physically sober, you rebalance, you have an opportunity to rewrite the script. This is going to take some effort, and this is going to take a little bit of contrary action, which means you're going to have to do some things that aren't comfortable. But guess what? If you get uncomfortable now, you will be comfortable later. It is as simple as that. Do some things that are not normal. If you want bigger biceps, for instance, you have to go do curls. And the first time you ever do curls, you probably can barely drive your car because you're so sore. But you keep doing it and doing it, you will get the result that you want. And it is simple. It is as simple as that when it comes to mindset. It is simple as that when it comes to changing your identity and believing in yourself. And so if that shedded some light on that question, I really hope it did. And the behaviors that I'm referring to are habitual. So like the behavior can also be mentally. A behavior isn't as simple as, yes, you wake up every morning and you drink a cup of coffee. It can also be that something negative happens in your life and you instantly think, well, damn, no wonder that happened to me because I'm not worth it. Or no wonder this is happening because I'm not that smart. I'm not worthy. I am a fraud. You're not a fraud. You have believed that you are. And so, yeah, if you believe that you are, then you're going to think that you are and you're going to feel like you are. So we shift the message. We shift the message internally and start creating new systems, basically like an iPhone. You plug in a new app or you update your phone and it rewires and it works. But if you don't do the update, guess what happens? It falls apart, doesn't work anymore. And that is how you function as well. So there are a lot of tricks and trades to maintain and to continue down a successful life and recreate and be the architect for who you want to be. But this is just a little bit of light shed on a very profound topic that I felt called to expand on.